local news that matters. This is Eyewitness News, first at 10.
Good evening, I'm Thomas Fleming. Thank you for joining us tonight. Woodstock 50's appeal being denied just last night. The Vernon Town Planning Board sides with the Codes Department's denial of a permit for the festival at Vernon Downs. Our Ben Dennis was on site and has the latest. Ben?
Well, Thomas, after a back and forth between attorneys, festival promoters, and the three members making the final call, Woodstock's appeal was crushed.
All in favor? Aye.
With that, Woodstock 50's efforts on Tuesday to reverse the town code's denial of a permit were dashed. During the appeal presentation, Principal to Woodstock 50 Greg Peck requested a permit be granted with conditions. Planning Board Chair Mike Sheridan responded.
We can only act on what the codes officer should have done.
The key component of the Codes Office's denial noted Woodstock 50 failed to meet the 120-day timeline. Woodstock attorney Philip Gitlin said the 2012 Bruce Springsteen concert failed to meet that timeline.
We can't speak to what may or may not have happened in the past.
Ultimately, the board members agreed other references made by town codes in its denial of application documents, including the listing of security personnel, but without the inclusion of signed agreements.
The lack of contracts and, more importantly, the lack of affirmation of the submittal. It sounds great. It really sounds good. But the lack of affirmation by the public agencies that are referenced in the document that was presented by Woodstock 50 does not give me reason to be comfortable.
For weeks, law enforcement, Oneida County officials, and residents asked, where are 65,000 concert attendees going every night when the music stops? On Tuesday, Woodstock answered.
Question of where people go at night afterwards. They go home. That's part of
Just last night, Peck told us that Woodstock 50 would reapply this morning. We reached out to Woodstock 50 spokesperson Sally Hoffmeister if Woodstock would reapply in Vernon or anywhere else. She told us the team is, quote, considering all options. We will continue to track this story. In the newsroom, Ben Dennis, Eyewitness News, first at 10.
Ben, thank you. And in continuation of this, it was law enforcement who came out early against Woodstock 50's application to the town of Vernon, specifically the Oneida County Sheriff's Office. Now, we told you yesterday about County Sheriff Robert Maciel's recommendation letter to the town board to deny Woodstock's appeal. Maciel cited how promoters referenced security teams for the safekeeping of concert attendees, though no signed agreements were included in that application. Today, the Sheriff's Office is sharing more details about their opposition.
We felt that contracts with security companies would make sure that they would be present at the event. We were concerned with verbal agreements and letters of intent. They're not binding. So at the time of the event, if one of these security companies didn't show up and a mass number of security guards that were associated with that company didn't show up, we'd have a real problem. All of New York State security guards have to be licensed by New York State. So that was another concern we had, that security guards that were coming to work at the venue would have to have New York State licenses, which either precludes them from going outside the state, or if they did go outside the state, they'd have to get those people certified.
Another concern from Maciel was the question of if canines have been retained to detect possible explosives around the Woodstock event.